Ciao YouTube. I am going to just do a little bit of a rundown on essential tips for beginners who want to work out, because that is the main thing constantly asked about and searched through everything, is for beginners who don't want to go to the gym because they don't know what the hell they're doing, and they don't want to do anything because they feel stupid. Just the list goes on of things that are just always out there for beginners, and beginners are always the ones asking. So, with this said, I'm going to do a little video on just little tips for beginners for when they're just starting, for them to keep in mind. Also for, like, watch your injuries too, because you guys are always, all this stuff's happening, and it's like, joints, please watch your joints. Don't be thinking, especially for your shoulders, please. Your shoulders, they only have so much, ways they can go. And if you're lifting these weights up here, your shoulders are not, they're not meant for this. They're not meant for these crazy things that you're doing. You just do every day your range of motions. What do? You open doors, you pick stuff up, you raise, that's your natural range of motion. So to do all these crazy things up and down with all your weights, the little joint and all these components of your shoulder, ligaments, tendons, they're the most to get injured. So don't be going and lifting. Some people, even a 5-pound dumbbell. Where are we at here? Where's my 5-pounder? 5-pounder. Literally, for beginners, even when you're doing like a more advanced, for women or whatnot, 10, 15, like you're going a bit crazy when you're trying to do all this shoulder shit, when you're just trying to increase your range and get some strength. Anything higher is not really needed. Most of the people that get injuries is because they're going way above what their shoulder can handle, and it's just causing them a shit ton of problems. That's just completely avoidable and unnecessary. We'll put him down. Kettlebell is pretty good too. Be careful with your kettlebell. You can break your wrist. You see what I'm saying? Always be mindful of every single motion that you're doing. Everything has to have a purpose. You can't just go into something and then half-ass it and then just kind of, shit, I don't know. You either put your mind to it and you go for your whole motion, or you just don't even friggin' do it, because you're just going to hurt yourself. You have to put your mind to what you are doing. Every single movement matters. And if you're just going to go, kind of figure out what weight you can do before you're going to go into all this, stuff, because you're just going to hurt yourself, and then you're never going to want to do it again, because you're going to think, oh, well, I'm not meant to do this. No, it's because you didn't kind of educate yourself into the fact that, like, yes, all these joints and these muscles, and you are a beginner. Everybody starts there, so I mean, okay, anyways. So, muscle contractions. Okay. Everybody seems to kind of do one of these. Where's that? We'll do this. When you're going to do it, like, don't let go of the contraction. Come up. Don't just go and then kind of just lose everything and just flop there and then come back up. Make everything count. Everything matters. So you're going to come down, squeeze, down, squeeze. See? Before I get down, back up, keep that contraction. Up, squeeze. Watch your wrist. Don't flop. Keep your wrist rigid. Rigid, and you're gonna go squeeze. Contraction, squeeze. Before you get down, up. You're gonna get the most out of that muscle, the most workout you're ever gonna get by doing it like that. You're doing all this and not really keeping it by your side, and it's just gonna, it's not gonna give you what you think you're getting into, basically. That's for legs, any other thing, not just your bicep, triceps, anything you're doing. Don't let go completely when you're out of that. Keep in the contraction. Okay, so I have a whole whiteboard, so we're gonna go with this. Range. Find a range of motion on the last rep. Now, what you're going to want to do is probably the best thing that you can do. It's kind of just hold your last rep and squeeze for a few seconds. Hold it as much as you can and let go. The final three sets, or 3 reps, sorry. 3 repetitions of your set is usually the one that you're like, oh my god, right? You're kind of, really pushing it. Hold it. Hold the very last one, and you hold that and you squeeze it and let it go. In the end, it's going to make differences when you add in all these little things. I know it's a lot to remember for a beginner, but once you do it, you're going to know. You're going to automatically do these things, just like with anything. So be mindful of what the rest of your body is doing when you're doing something. If you're doing squats or something, be mindful of your form, of just what everything else is doing. So if you're going to go and you're going to do a squat, yes, I'm in my pajama bottoms, and you're going to do a squat, right? Belly in, watch your feet, shoulder width apart, squat down, rock your back. Be mindful of your core, suck it in. That's your balance. Be mindful of your back, your neck. Don't be doing any of that, your neck. Make sure your head's always up. Back straight. Suck your belly in. Squat down. Neck up. Whenever you do anything, yes, I have a pillow because I am so incredibly short. The thing won't pick me in a shot. So sad. But be mindful of what the rest of your body is doing when you're doing something. You're doing biceps. Be mindful of your back, your chest, your neck, your legs, your core. Be mindful of how the rest of you is. So basically, once you learn posture and you do everything, try not to be doing something and then just all of a sudden be like falling out of posture. You're gonna get hurt. Things aren't gonna go well. Just be mindful of what the rest of your body's doing. Larger muscle groups need more rest. It is true. If you're doing back, let's say you probably do 30-second rest, 40-second rest, depending how hard you're going at your back. Your back is your back, your chest, your glutes, hams, quads. They're bigger. You're going to need more of a rest before you into your next set. Now, say you're doing 3 sets of 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then your rest. Biceps can get away with I can probably get away with it because of the way I do it, but for a beginner, you're good with doing probably about 20 to 30 seconds. And then get back in it. Your back, your chest, they're bigger muscles. So they're going to need a little bit, add another 5-10 seconds to it before you get into your next set. Lunges. Do not let your knees go over your toes. Okay? Keep that in mind whenever you do lunges. Squats, do not let your knees, here's your, don't let yourself go over at your knee. it's just going to make you go out of alignment. Alignment is something you want to keep in mind when you're doing these things too. It's going to cause you knee problems and back pain. Just keep in mind that major thing. With that being said, squats. A lot of people don't like doing squats because they have problems with their knees. I have a funky knee from soccer injury, so I understand, and this does help. So when you're doing your squats, again, not over the toes with your knees, but keep your heels, like go more on your heels. I wish I could show you them, but when you're going to squat, people kind of just go like this. But if you kind of just put more pressure, like put more of yourself, of your body weight on the back of your heels while you're doing your squats, it's going to relieve some pressure off of your knees. I already did the don't go crazy with your shoulders, you know, doing all these heavy weights, especially when you're doing these, because your joints, they're not meant to go all crazy. So very light weights whenever you're doing your shoulders is the best thing that you can do, and it's going to strengthen the joint, just strengthen the muscles, just strengthen them, period. So 5-10s, I'm telling you, trust me. Love you. Yes. This is a huge thing. This has to do with your heart. So a lot of people have this thing where they just want to, they'll do their workout, but stop. Don't do that. Don't just stop. The reason that you have cool downs is because you want your heart, after all that, putting it through all that intense working out and having it go up, you want to gradually make it go down. You don't want to just go, oh, okay, my session's done, I just stopped running, I just did more cardio, or I just did this, or whatever, I'm just going to walk away now. Gradually, run on the spot, do something. If you're on the treadmill, if you're on that cardio machine, drop it down gradually. The last 5 minutes, start every minute going lower or something like that, or the last 10 minutes, just gradually go lower. Whenever you know you're about to be done, start going lower and be done to right when your heart rate starts to feel like it's more at a steady state. Instead of still going all like crazy, don't end it that way. End it so that you're gradually bringing your heart rate down. Reason being is that your poor heart, it can cause, over the long run, it stresses your heart out because you're just cold stopping it without kind of just bringing it down to a natural state. Now, what you're going to have irregular rhythms, palpitations, all these things can happen that don't need to be happening, and many people don't know this, and they start saying, oh my god, after a month my heart feels weird, I can't work out. Nobody freaking told you not to just cold stop. You just gotta gradually bring down your factor. Dizziness, lightheadedness, that's a majority of the reason why those things are happening, aside if you have other health issues or whatnot, but I mean, this is a main component you need to keep in consideration. The last one for right now is going to be women. Come on. Muscle burns fat, and cardio burns muscle. You need muscle to have a functioning, capable body. Cardio. Lose weight. Building muscle. It's going to make me big and bulky. I don't want that. No, it's not what's happening. Build some muscle. Do some weight training. Muscle gets bigger. Burns fat. That's what you're doing, because that's why you're doing cardio, to lose weight. You're not losing the right kinds of weight. You're losing the weights of your muscle, which you need. Now, doing a little bit of weight training now and then, keeping that into your regimen, building the muscle is going to help you burn fat, which is what you want, which is going to help you lose weight. Doing cardio should be incorporated, yes, if you're really trying to lose copious amounts of weight, yes, but it needs to be incorporated with weight training. Weight training is really the thing that's going to make you get a better body composition, make you lose weight. It's just going to give you a better all appearance. Go sideways. Am I flipped on this camera? I feel backwards. Okay, so I really hope those helped you. I mean, there's lots of other things I'm going to be incorporating into videos. It's very essential, I feel. So, anyways, I hope this helped. Thank you for watching. Ciao.